I'm Matt Jones. I'm from a company called Reed Audio. We're a specialist in custom-made hearing protection and custom-made earpieces for the music and entertainment industry. And all of our earplugs are specifically designed and made for musicians. So I'm here today to talk about hearing protection. First off the bat, one of the two main causes of hearing loss is from noise-induced hearing damage. Obviously, your hearing is going to suffer as you get older anyway, on a kind of a sliding scale. But the only way that you're going to do yourself real damage in your youth is if you expose yourself consistently to loud noise. The thing to remember about noise-induced hearing damage is that it is about the amount of time you spend in an averagely loud environment. That's to say, you can expose yourself to very loud noises for very short periods of time. The average sound that we work at is 85 decibels. And we pick that as our baseline to work from because it's where the law kicks in about where people have to wear a hearing protection at work. 85 decibels is the average noise that you're exposed to if you're stood on a busy city street. So if you go outside onto the high street, onto any London street, general traffic noise, that's about 85 decibels. The thing to remember about decibels is that it's not a straight scale, it's a logarithmic scale. So for every 3 decibels you add, you double the sound pressure. So you halve your safe exposure time. So at 88 decibels, it's 4 hours. At 92, it's 2 hours. At 95, 1 hour. 98, half an hour. 101 decibels would be 15 minutes, and 104 decibels, you've got 7.5 minutes. 107 decibels, you've got 3.5, 4 minutes. So given that most gigs, if you're going to see a gig as a punter, they're going to come in at around about 95 up to anywhere, maybe 108, 110. So even if you're not performing, you can see that the safe exposure levels get really, really short, really, really quickly. And if you're at a gig that's running at an average of 108 decibels, you've got one song. And if you stay in there any longer, there's a significant risk that you're going to damage your hearing. So there's two things that we can do about that. The first thing is, don't do it. Kind of expose yourself, take a break, expose yourself, go in, go out, go in, go out. This is why kind of people that work in venues can be in where the noise is and out where the noise is, and in that way you can draw down your average exposure. The other thing you can do is to put something in your ears. And that's the most obvious, and that's what most people do, and it's easy and it's cheap. Now, if you're drumming, you as a musician are going to be more exposed than almost anybody else that plays any other instrument. Everybody's exposed to a certain extent, but you're really in the firing line. So what you want to do if you're a drummer is you want to make sure that you've got the strongest hearing protection available to you that still lets you hear what you need to hear to be able to play. Now, with drummers, it's not so much the kick drum that's going to do the damage, it's high frequencies. So the higher the frequency, the more energy that sound has to carry to get to where it needs to go. And so something like a kick drum is gonna, it might hurt if it gets a bit loud, but the things like cymbals, snares, all of that sort of stuff, there's a lot of concentrated high frequency sound, and they're the things that are gonna do the damage, and they're the things that are gonna be closest to your face when you're drumming.